Welcome to Overwatch. In tonight's broadcast, we'll have the pleasure of casting a match between two teams from the Overwatch University League in the NA region. I'm one of your hosts, Kabooks, doing play-by-play. Also with me tonight is my co-host, Feeney, who will be your color caster.
Thank you for the introduction, Kabooks. Tonight, during this match, we have Street Sharks from Division 16 going up against Gold in Damage.
Also, if you're interested in learning more about us or how you can get involved in one of the largest recreational Overwatch leagues, follow the link to the subreddit page in the channel's description. From there, you can follow Overwatch University by joining the Discord channel. You can find them also, the official Overwatch University channel, at twitch.tv/OWUniversity.
So just to give you guys a brief match overview, we're going to be have Street Sharks going against Gold in Damage. The map order is going to be Temple of Anubis first, which is Gold in Damage's home map. We're going to have Oasis second, which is Street Shark's home map. And then in the event of a tie, we're going to go in this week's neutral map, which is Volskaya Industries. And for right now, we are about to go into the game, but for now,
it looks like we have the game centered. One team is already here, waiting on the second one. Looks like one guy really wants his Diva skin and here's the storm, so we have to hold on a second while he finishes up that.
So true. So Kabooks, what do you think about this matchup so far? We haven't seen too much of these guys, but just looking at their roster lineup, do you have any initial thoughts, initial comments about these teams?
Yeah. Really, we haven't seen these teams before play against each other, so it's going to be really fun to see how they coordinate with each other. But we did take a look at what they play using their Master Overwatch rankings here, and if you see, we have like a thing pulled up here. Blade likes to play his Far on a Tracer. He's a DPS, kind of a flex character. This is Street Sharks, by the way. Chuck likes to play Roadhog and a Soldier. He's also a flex character. Frog Ears likes to play Winston on a Reinhardt. He's probably going to be one of their main tanks, while Papa Bear is probably going to be an off tank with he can also fall back to Soldier. Wolf Blast is going to be the support of the team, playing Mercy and Zenyatta, while AJ is going to be maybe on that Lucio for the offering a second support in there.
Yeah, so overall, Street Sharks, a wide variety of heroes, and we haven't seen them before, but maybe this might reflect how they play as a team as well. Maybe they have lots of comps and they have lots of heroes ready to go. So we'll see how this goes.
Definitely. So, Feeney, why don't you talk about the other team?
Yeah, so Gold in Damage, we have Battle Cashew. Looks like they're going to be on that. They play Mercy, Sombra, Soldier. So it looks like it's going to be a support type of player. We have ALJY, which plays Diva, Mercy, and Zenyatta. And looks like they're going to be support / flex type of player. We have Boopsio, which plays Lucio and only Lucio. So they will be playing that Lucio in that support role. We have Call of Serial, which we couldn't find too much data on, so we're going to see how what they play. We have OJCO, which is going to play that Reinhardt and Roadhog, so they're going to be on that tank. And then we're going to have Wawa last in the Golden Damage team on that Soldier and McCree, so look for him to get on that DPS.
Definitely. So we're coming in, this is Division 16, right? So we'll be able to see what they play. Like they probably will be taking up the regular defensive positions. I don't expect anyone to be defending in front of the spawn doors at this high of a division. And yeah, we're going to probably expect the meta team comps coming out. Nothing really too wacky. What do you think, Feeney?
Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see how it goes, but I think you're right. We're going to have pretty much normal standard lineups, nothing too wacky here. And one update I did want to give, though, is that on the Golden Damage side, it looks like Cutwolf is going to be the sub for Wawa. So it looks like Cutwolf might be on that DPS, but we're not sure. But Wawa will not be in this game as he's getting subbed out by Cutwolf.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any way to get Cutwell's Master Overwatch so we can see what he actually plays. But if he's going to be subbing in for Wawa, I expect him to be playing DPS just like Wawa would.
Yeah, for sure. Back to what you're talking about for Temple of Anubis. It does warrant for some pretty good standard lineups with Reinhardt and the Zarya or whatever standard lineup is in these days. But there is openings to other heroes as well, such as like Reinhardt Bastion is pretty good for holding the two chokes on the right side, and as Junkrat as well is good for holding that right side. So we might see some more out of the meta picks. So we'll see how this goes.
And it looks like we're gonna hop into the game here in about 30 seconds. The game's gonna start, and let's see what these guys pick for the heroes.
So it looks like on the blue team, looks like it's going to be a pretty standard lineup. We have Roadhog and Reinhardt and Diva with the triple tank lineup, as well as Future Wolf on that soldier that covered that DPS role. So it's going to be a pretty standard lineup for the blue team. Meanwhile, on the red team, we have Battle Cashew on that Sombra for golden damage. Not sure if it's going to be a real pick or not, but it's going to be interesting to see if Sombra is actually going to get played here. And it looks like Sombra and Junkrat are picked for golden damage, so this is really interesting. What do you think of Books?
I haven't really seen a Sombra on Anubis that much, so I'm really wondering what Battle Cash can do to use a Sombra effectively. What I can only think of what a Sombra could actually be doing here is maybe to try to hack their Mercy player to stop him from rezzing. That's the only thing I can think of. What do you think, Fini?
Yeah, I think the same way too. I'm not really sure how effective the Sombra is going to be. However, if they do manage to get a good flank on while the other team is pushing one side, it could be very effective. One more thing I'm interested to is I haven't seen too much of Junkrat on the attack side, so I'm not really sure how this will play out, but it could be good if they're going to push through a narrow corridor anyway. So we'll see how this plays out.
And we are underway.
So it looks like we're gonna see where they push here, but it looks like Boopsio is on that Lucio as well. They're gonna push. They're gonna be starting off the right side here. We're gonna see which side they pick, but it's really gonna depend on how much spam they're gonna take here. And it looks like they're gonna push to the right side. Usually they're going to take that high ground, but it looks like two are on a grenade. Roadhog gets hooked, almost gets killed, but Future Wolf does manage to finish off Cutwolf here. And a good first pick from Future Wolf to start off Street Sharks.
And it looks like Sombra has managed to go in the back line, and it looks like she's hacking all the health packs back there. So blue team can't really get any healing going. And it looks like red team's going to be taking up this position on the top, but they're getting teams both from top and the front. But Boopsio manages to take out 3 Future Wolf, Jungle Rules, and Frogs. But Frogs does manage to take out the Reinhardt. And then the Sombra comes out really early, and Battle Cash does manage to take out Mercy, which is a big pick on the red team side. Wolf does manage to finish off Diva, and they have this point.
Very interesting play by Golden Damage there. Battle Cashew running around the flank, not only hacking the health packs, but putting a lot of pressure in Street Sharks' backline there. They weren't really sure how they handled that Sombra, and then as a result, they managed to get split. And then on the top side, they managed to force a fight, but the Golden Damage was ready for that, and as a result, they got the triple kill there, and then they were just easy push from there.
It looks like Golden Damage is going to be pushing in on the left side here, right side, excuse me, and the Junkrat ult's going to be coming out, but Future Wolf is going to manage to take it out, as the red team is going to start to push in here. Reinhardt does get pinned there. He's going to be on lower health, and the Reinhardt does come out from a Frog Years, and Chuck Rules with his Whole Hog just managed to take out Cutwolf. OJ with that Flame Strike just managed to take out Blade, but that Res from Mercy, and then the Sombra follow-up with that ult there, just managed to take out a few more, with Cutwolf finishing off Frog Years and using his Whole Hog to take out Wolf Blast, Chuck, and Future Wolf. And this point is wrapped up really, really quickly, with Golden Damage winning the first round.
Yeah, and really good job there. At the beginning of the fight, it was pretty even, as both Earth Shatters got popped, and both Earth Shatters got pop to each other teams, so they effectively stunned each other. What really made the difference there was that Sombra, not only the EMP was popped at the end, but also the backline harassed in general. Like Mercy was not able to get her a nice clean ult off, and then that res, as you can see there, got hacked as well. So really value Sombra pick. So great job by Golden Damage.
Definitely, and I was surprised. Did not expect the Sombra pick to do as much as it did, especially with that. I was worried also about the Junkrat pick, but their unconventional team comp, they made it work, and I got the first point really quickly.
Yeah, definitely, and also Boopsio on that on the side of Golden Damage as well, showing why he has like 1,000,000 hours on Lucio. His positioning was really good there. I don't think he died once, but just he was always there to support his team and to speed boost them in and out. So really good job, Boopsio, commanding that Lucio and commanding his team.
Oh, and it looks like it was in quick play rules, so we're gonna. Will we need to restart the match?
Doesn't look like it. It looks like they are just going to go ahead with it. They have the times all set up, so they are just going to go with these quick play rules.
Yeah, sorry for the delay, folks, as we try to figure out how to change it back into it. Looks like we're going to be starting a new custom game here, and we're going to be turning into competitive rules. Now, while we're waiting here, Feeney, do you have anything special to say to a certain somebody out there?
Yeah, I want to give a special shout out to Papa Bear Shoe. He's actually getting married. So I want to give a shout out to Papa Bear Shoe, aka Ryan O'Hara, and his fiance Kat. And I also want to give a shout out to Blade Nunchuck, Chuck Rules, and Wolf Blast for being a part of that wedding party. Hope you guys all have fun over there on the Street Shark side. And congratulations, man. It's really good.
Yeah, so what they're going to be doing is they're going to have both of their, I believe they're both going to have their matches today. So we're going to be casting two, one for now, and then later we're going to be casting another one between Street Sharks and I believe Genji's Butt Fan Club, if I'm correct.
Yep, and then that match is going to be 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. So if you want to see more Street Sharks, tune in for that. So yeah, it looks like we're going to. They're just hashing out a few things with the rules since it was in the quick play rules. But I hope to see in the next map how Street Sharks is gonna answer that Sombra pick. That was very out of the blue. Maybe they'll run something wacky of their own, but I'm not sure how they answer that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all to be coming out. It caught me by surprise, and especially caught Street Sharks by surprise because they didn't really know what to do. They team split up, Sombra went in the back line, hacked all their health packs back there, and then collapsed onto them. Golden Damage collapsed onto Street Sharks, and they took that first point and both points within like 2 minutes and 18 seconds, which is crazy.
Yeah, and not only did they collapse it, they also got split off too at the top and the bottom. I think both supports were cut off from all the members of Street Sharks at the top, and as a result, Golden Damage as a whole team was able to get those easy peckings from those guys on the top floor. So again, good job in Golden Damage for running that strategy very well. It looks like we are about to be entering the game here. Like I said, I'm not sure how this is going to play out because before it was in a quick play game, and even though the times are remembered, I'm not sure what the teams decided to do. So we're going to see how this game plays out.
And it looks like Battle Cash is going to be going onto that Sombra again. On defense, I think it's going to be a little less effective. What do you think, Feeney?
I'm not sure because it will hurt them if they push in the tunnels on the right side, because if they hack that big health pack, that's one less resource for Golden Dam or for Street Sharks to hold on to. And if they try to push up on the top side as well, that health pack is able to be hacked as well. So that's the two uses I can see Sombra on defense. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure how much value the Sombra is going to be here on defense.
Oh, and it looks like they're on a 10. looks like there's Sombras on both teams. Papa Parachute pulling out a Sombra as well, with full plus going on Hanzo. What do you think about the Hanzo pick for defense?
The Hanzo pick is also pretty good here, I think, because that Sonic Arrow can give huge coverage because the narrow pushes here have a very small area to cover. So one Sonic Arrow can give you an intel of pretty much half the team, if not the whole team. And then that Scatter Arrow, when it comes to those small spaces, is really effective as well because the Scatter Arrows have such short bounce distance, and you get a lot of damage in if you're caught in the wrong part.
It looks like they're gonna let the Golden Damage take the first point, and then it looks like they're gonna let them take it the second point in 2 minutes and 18 seconds to recreate what happened in the quick play game with the settings in quick play. So a very strange turn of events unfolding here.
Yeah, that makes sense, but it's kind of unfortunate they had the quick play settings first. I know a lot of teams have been running into that where like they just restart the game immediately because they forgot to turn on a competitive setting. But that's okay though, it happens. I'm just glad both teams worked it out. So we are not going to see a Hanzo pick, like a real Hanzo pick, but maybe next round we will. We'll see.
Yeah, because as you said, his Sonic Arrow is super powerful to tell where the enemy team's going to be going. And it looks like we're just going to have the two teams wait it out until it gets down to a certain time, and then they're going to cap it.
Yeah, I think 2 minutes 18 is going to be the time.
So this is basically a skirmish at this point, just waiting for the time to run down.
So Kabooks, you're part of a team for Overwatch University, right?
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I know you guys had a match last Sunday.
We did, and you were casting it, which thank you for casting that.
Yeah, I tried not to be biased, but it was a little bit biased.
This is our first season for the Overwatch League. This is the second season of Overwatch League, but it's our first for our team. We just formed it, and it's been really fun so far. I am the team leader for XLCR, and a little more responsibility than I thought in the first when I first signed myself up for being team captain. But my love for Overwatch drives me to do everything I need to do, and it's really a really fun time. That competitive atmosphere is way better than normal competitive games, in my opinion, because even though you're not fighting for anything, and it's not even fighting for SR at this point, it's just that competitive atmosphere is, you can't really beat it.
Yeah, definitely. I coach 2 teams on this side as well as I cast, so I just love being around the Overwatch competitive scene. And it looks like the round is over, so I think if I'm not mistaken, the game has been effectively reset.
Yeah, so now this is going to be for real, I believe, with blue team defending and red team attacking here. And it looks like they're going to be pulling out a Winston on defense. What do you think about the Winston pick?
I think the Winston pick is not bad, especially when you push into either the left side or the right side or the middle. It can get pretty hectic, and a Winston could be nice to just add more disruption into the push, because it takes a pretty good amount of coordination to get into the point and push on as a team. So I think Winston would be pretty good for the disruption, as well as that Tracer. If they manage to disrupt a push, then I think it'll be big for them.
Yes, definitely. What I am afraid of is when Winston dives into red team, he's not going to really have a shield, because normally when you run a dive comp like this, you're going to be having a Zarya to bubble the Winston when you jump in. So they have a Diva instead, which Diva kind of could defense matrix some of that damage away, but it wouldn't be as effective as a Zarya bubble. So if it was me, I would be switching out the Diva for Zarya at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Diva's too bad, but yeah, I would definitely prefer Zarya as well. Meanwhile, on defense, it looks like we have Call of Serial on that Symmetra. We'll see how this plays out. I like Symmetra here, but it does run the risk of being too slow. And as a result, if you get rolled really fast, Symmetra doesn't really kick in, and you're pretty much fighting 5v6 at that point.
And also looks like Battle Cashew is going to be playing Sombra again, so let's see this plays out. But the game is underway, and let's see which side blue team tries to attack first. They do have that Winston. He's probably going to be jumping in. The Farmers, he does come in, tries to boop off the Reinhardt from the point, doesn't quite manage to boop him, anyone off there as they try to take a defensive position on the bridge here. And it looks like blue team's going to be pushing in around right side with that Farmers combo going above, trying to get behind them. And Boopsio does manage to take out Frog Ears with their main tank down. Cutwolf does manage to take out Chuck Rolls, and it looks like the blue team is going to be having a hard time pushing here. But Future Wolf does manage to take out Ali. Cove does manage to take out Future Wolf, and this push is pretty much lost as they have to fall back and regroup with their Winston player.
It looks like Street Sharks wasn't too coordinated there, as like you said, Sombra is doing some disruption there. She revealed herself at first just to let them know that they picked the Sombra, and then she also came around and hacked a few health packs, and then finally she went around on the left side and got a nice flank, and then that all adds up, and Street Sharks just wasn't coordinated enough to take the push.
Looks like Chuck Rules is going to be going back to Tracer, and looks like he's going to end up 1v1 with the Tracer and Sombra here. Winston does manage to dive straight in. It looks like they're doing a dive comp as Sombra solo ults Tracer, does manage to take Bataku does manage to take out Chuck Rolls, but blue team is pushing on point here. Papa Bear is popped out of his mech by Cutwolf. OJ does manage to finish out Papa Bear. Future Wolf does manage to take out Symmetra though with her ultimate. Really nice play. Future Wolf does manage to take out AJ, and Cutwolf, that res coming in, Frog here does manage to take out Boopsio and OJ, and it looks like blue team is going to be having this point as only Sombra is left to try to contest. She is invisible, however, so they can't really see her. She's trying to hold on to those few precious seconds. She is get revealed and is taken up by Papa Bear.
Great job there by Street Sharks. It was a little bit shaky there at the beginning of the second push, but towards the middle there, they really got their coordination together with their dive comp, with Winston leaping on Mercy and Far Mercy leaping in as well, and then Tracer on that back line just running around. And towards the end there, when Street Sharks got a nice little dive there, they managed to just execute and clean it out.
It looks like blue team's gonna be diving in straight in. Really nice pulse bomb off cover. Does manage to take out AJ. The sound barrier does come out from Boopsio and the Symmetra ult as well, and it looks like blue team's gonna have to fall back from their first attempt at pushing in.
That's not too bad of a push there as a with Street Shark side, because they might as well try with a small amount of stagger, but it doesn't risk too much to just go for the point right away. So I don't think that was a bad play by Street Sharks. I think that was a pretty good play. So good job for Street Sharks for trying it out there just to see if they got that pick, but it didn't work out to them as Golden Damage got a nice defense off.
Yeah, what I am kind of concerned about is because Red Team has that Sombra and Symmetra, they don't have any hit scan on their team, allowing the Far to basically go uncontested, because Sombra and Symmetra, they can't really shoot down Fars. So the only really person to take out Far there is going to be the Roadhog with his hook. So they might have a bit trouble trying to take out the Far Mercy as it pushes in. And then it does come out on Frog here. Future Wolf does manage to take out the shield generator. Future Wolf with his rocket barrage doesn't quite manage to take out anyone, but the res does manage to res him back. The hammer down does come out from OJ with the self-destruct coming out from Diva. Doesn't manage to take anyone out, but manages to push him off point as Trick Rules does manage to take out Call of Serial. Cut Wolf finishes off Future Wolf. Papa Bear does manage to finish off OJ. It looks like blue team has the advantage here as Papa Bear also takes out AL, and that Sombra ult does manage to come out, but Chuckles with his pulse bomb takes out Cutwolf, and looks like Red Team is trying to stagger in here as blue team tries to hold the advantage here. OJ does manage to charge Frog Ears, but immediately gets rezzed by Mercy as the breakdown does come out from Boopsio. Shield generator does come back out from Symmetra. OJ with that hammer down doesn't quite get anyone because the Winston shield blocks it. Cole does manage to finish off Frog Ears, however, with that Far Mercy basically flying around uncontested, but Cutwolf manages to whole hog Future Wolf solo ulting him. Battle Cashew does manage to take out Mercy, and it looks like this point is going to be held by Red Team.
And great defense there by Golden Damage. At the beginning, Street Sharks executed that pretty much perfectly. Winston dived in with the nano boost, got on the back line, and Fire Mercy followed suit. and got a nice ult as well. Even though she got taken out by Pharah, or even though she got taken out by Sombra, it was still a good ult by Pharah Mercy. But towards the end there, when both Mercies got the res off, Golden Damage pretty much held it back and got their footing back. But it looks like a fight's about to break out here as Street Sharks fights in.
As the Nano is going to be going on Frog again, as the bomb does come out from Tracer, doesn't manage to get anyone, as the Primal Rage gets popped by Winston. Future Wolf does manage to get his far ult, gets Cut Wolf and the Shield Generator, but the res does come out from Mercy. Papa Bear with his Diva ult does manage to take out Boopsio. Future does manage to take out Battle Cash, as the OJ does come out with his hammer down, but the Mercy reses at least 3 players as OJ finishes off Papa Bear's mech. Future Wolf does manage to take out Symmetra. The Sombra ult does come out from Battle Cash, managing to take out Chuckles because she couldn't really blink anywhere. Future Wolf does manage to take out Battle Cash, however. Also finishing off Boopsio, Co-Wolf just managed to finish off Papa Shu. That Roadhog ult does manage to finish off Wolf Bus, but right after it gets slept by the Yana there, as Co-Wolf managed to take out Frogsail. It looks like this point is going to be held longer as Battle Cashew managed to take out Future Wolf.
A great job there by both teams. The key factors there was Wolf Blast on that Mercy for Street Sharks. Got a 3-man res off. But before that, Algae also got a nice res off from, and juking away from the Winston too. So they both got really good reses off. But unfortunately, Golden Damage pretty much again got their footing back, and Street Sharks just ran out of steam there in terms of ults and in terms of bodies. So good job by Golden Damage for holding on.
It looks like Chuck Rolls is managing to is going to manage to pulse bomb the shield generator. So now that extra health that they get from it is going to be not as it gets taken out. As a Tracer main, I think we'll talk about that later. As Frog does get the Ana boost again, and then Primal Rages, and then the Sound Barrier does come out from Broopsio though, trying to hold against that Primal Rage. As the Rocket Barrage does come out from Future Wolf. Only manages to get off Cut Wolf, but they do have the pressure as OJ with a really nice hammer down there. Managed to hammer down, but there's really no follow-up. It's Future Wolf manages to finish off Battle Cash. Call of Serial does manage to finish off Future Wolf, however. Call of Serial does finish off Frog Gears. Papa Bear finishing off Call of Serial. In turn, that D-Wall is going to be coming out. Not really getting in one because it went a little too far. Cut Wolf manages to take off Blade. Boopsio finishes off Chuck Rolls. That shield generator just does come back up, and Badakashu finishes off Papa Bear with the help of OJ. And I don't think this point is going to be held a little longer as blue team's forced to trickle in here because there's only about 5 seconds left. The res is going to come out from Mercy. The Call of Serial with Symmetra takes out Frog Ears. Badakashu finishes off Wolf, and that's going to be match.
And good job there, Golden Damage with that defense. Street Shark started off really well, but unfortunately, they got split off there towards that dark room with Winston and I think Tracer, where they were in the back room, and the rest of the team was out trying to fight on the actual point. And Golden Damage seems like to be the more coordinated team at that instance. And once they picked those two off in the dark room, Winston and Tracer, they managed to just get on the point and finish everyone else off. So unfortunate that Street Sharks is getting a really good good start off these fights, but are not able to clean out because a little bit lack of focus there.
Yes, I think what was hurting blue team here was the Winston. They didn't really have any front line, so when they went into the point, they managed to hop on with the Winston, but they couldn't really sustain the fight because Reinhardt was just overpowering him with his close range melee attacks. So I think they really needed a Reinhardt or Zarya to bubble the Winston while the fight was breaking out, just to get that more of that sustain going. What do you think, Feeney?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And you can see that kicking in the middle of the last fight when the Reinhardt on the side of Golden Damage got a nice 2-man Earth Shatter. Unfortunately, they got followed up, but that's just an example of them not having a lineup really costing them there by exposing their backline to things such as Earth Shatter.
Yeah, like they were managed to initiate really well, but as the fights drew on and red team started to trickle in more and more, as red team started to trickle in more and more, they couldn't sustain the fight because they had no sustain. Winston, he might have 500 health, but he's really squishy because of that big target. It's a really easy shot for the red team's DPS.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll see how it plays out for Street Sharks here, because this is Oasis and this is their home map. So I'm interested to see what Street Sharks has planned for this map. What do you think about Oasis? I know that the high ground is a pretty big contention in this map, but do you see any other aspects of this map?
Yeah, the high ground's definitely a really important part. If you can get a soldier up there, he can just rain death from above, just like rain death from above onto the point, because the high ground just holds like over half of that point. Also, like when you first attack on this point, you really just have to push and get that high ground immediately, because once you can secure it, you basically have the point for the entire round, in my experience. But there's really no other parts to this map I can see. But as we all know, this is a relatively new map, and there's probably more points to be discovered. As we start here in about 5 seconds, we're going to have Battle Cash going on Sombra again. So he's going to be playing Sombra for about the 3rd time in a row here. See how effective it becomes on these maps.
Yeah, both teams are kind of running Divey/backline support type of comps, with both teams having Winston's and Genji. But it looks like Chuck Rules gets a nice pick off of Sommer there with that Helix rocket, and it looks like Golden Damage is going to take that high ground advantage pretty fast here.
Yeah, they do take the high ground, but they do take the high ground, managing to take off 2 picks. Even though they lose their Lucio, red team does have the advantage here. Oh, Cutwolf does manage to take out Trick Roll, so there's their main DPS gone. And as they're going to drop onto the point, they're going to start fighting over, as Battle Cashew does manage to take out Frog Ears, but Future Wolf manages to dash through that Mercy. Cutwolf is just finished off Mercy Wolf, Future Wolf, however, excuse me, as the battle is going to be raging here. And it looks like blue team did get that back that momentum, as Cutwolf finishes off Wolf Blast, but Chocos does finish up OJ for going in, pushing in too far. Cutwolf just managed to pick up that Tracer, so she's going to be staggered a little bit, as red team's going to have to fall back and wait for their team to group up here.
And it looks like Chuck Rules on the side of Street Sharks switched off to that Reaper. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out, because it will play really well against that Roadhog and that Reinhardt, but I'm not sure if they have the lineup to support it, because Reaper is going to have to do pretty much all the flanking here without the support of their team, because their whole team is pretty much diving in the backline. But it looks like the Reaper does get picked up by Cutwolf there, unfortunate, as he was trying to go for the flank.
Yeah, that was just trickled in by the Reaper. He wasn't with his team, and he just got picked up by picked off there. As Tracer is by herself in the back line, it looks like she's trying to pick off the Mercy there, but she does get finished off. Excuse, not Mercy, Zenyatta there, but he does manage to get picked off by Battle Cash. And as we see here, Junkrat has taken that high ground. Oh, he just jumped off of it, but he was on the high ground, and he was just shooting into it, and he Call for Serial does manage to take out Frog Ears, but especially with Junkrat on that high ground, I want to go back to that. He can just rain death from above with his bombs. Shooting the choke, as you can see now, he's just shooting the choke with his bombs, and basically allowing them to not push to that, because just that wall of damage just allows them to not be pushing through there. As it looks like they're going to be pushing it on left here. The Tracer trying to go behind, and she's going to be putting a Pulse Bomb down. Does manage to take off Boopsio here. That could be the pick they needed. Battle Cash with that Somber ult does manage to hack him with that. Also, the Mercy Res does come out, managing to revive Boopsio. Frog Ears does manage to take out Battle Cashew, but Cutwolf does finish up Chuck Rolls here. Also, Cutwolf does manage to take out Frog Ears. The Sound Barrier is going to go out from Lucio. I'm not sure why he used that one, as Rocket Barrage is going to be coming out from Future Wolf. Does manage to take out Al, but at this point, red team is trickling in, and that Transcend is going to be popped from Zenyatta, as he's just trying to survive, trying to keep his Afar alive. The Reaper just managed to come back in. He does try to take out Cutwolf, but Cutwolf just hooks him and takes him out. As Future Wolf does finish off Cutwolf, however, Wolf Blast takes out OJ. And it looks like this point's going to be had for red team, because they were managed to take out those specific targets they needed in order to push in.
Wow, that was a pretty long fight there. On the side of Street Sharks, Blade and Chuck got a nice pick with that Tracer Bomb. But unfortunately, it looks like at the beginning there, Street Sharks kind of staggered along, and as a result, they weren't too coordinated with that pick. They weren't ready to push if Tracer got a pick. But so Roadhog managed to get a nice 2 picks off of Winston and I think Tracer. But after that, it looks like Street Sharks managed to come back by getting a few key picks off, and Golden Damage just ran out of steam, popping pretty much all their ults. And as a result, Street Sharks got a nice cap on that point. But it looks like they are going to have to hold for the whole duration. But Cutwolf gets a nice pick there on Frog Ears, but expect to see Golden Damage here push in with that pick.
Yeah, definitely. They're pushing it straight in. Coliseum manages to take out Blade. Future Wolf with that Rocket Barrage gets canceled by the Sombra. OJ is going to be popping that Reinhardt hammer down. Manages to hammer down 3, but only picks off 1 before he gets picked off. Future Wolf does manage to take out OJ there. Future Wolf is getting shot by that Sombra there. She's going to have to fall back. But it looks like Red Team's going to be holding on to this point for a little while longer as Blue Team has to regroup here.
And there's pretty much going to be 1, maybe 2, or at least 1 long fight, or maybe 2 fights left here, as Street Sharks is doing a really good job holding on to the point, and knowing that they can't give this point up one more time. Looks like we have Blade and Chuck, and we have Chuck Rules up here, looking for a nice Reaper ult, as he's ready to drop down the back here. Meanwhile, Tracer's in the front. It looks like they're coming up the top here, and expect to see a fight for this high ground soon.
Yes, definitely. They are going to be jumping on the high ground, but a lot of them are going to be jumping down as Reinhardt jumps straight on another point to contest it with Boopsio. Cove does manage to try to hook Frog there, but doesn't quite get him. The EMP is going to come out from Sombra, but it was a little too early, and the Sound Barrier does come out. Chuck Rules does pop his ult and manages to take out Boopsio. Future Wolf with that ultimate does manage to finish off Cutwolf and OJ with both their tanks down. Call of Serial does manage to take out the Tracer there, but it's Lucio and Farah against Call of Serial here as he's desperately trying to hold on to the point. But Future Wolf does manage to finish off Call of Serial, and it looks like the point's going to be going to Red Team.
And great job by Street Sharks, even though it looks like they were losing the fight as the Street Sharks took Golden Damage took the top point. They did a really good job of wrapping around them when they actually managed to get on the point, and as a result, Chuck Rules on that Reaper and Future Wolf on that Farah managed to get 2 really big ults on the flank of Golden Damage, and they managed to take that fight. So really good job by Street Sharks for adapting to that situation. Even after they took the high ground, they managed to pull through with their ults.
Definitely, and we're going to see here, it's going to be the next round coming in here in about 5 seconds. We're going to see Blade going on to that Tracer, and we're going to be seeing Battle Cashew again on Sombra with Cosio on Junkrat as well as the match unfolds here. Looks like Sombra's going to be trying to take the high ground here, but immediately gets kicked off by Winston, Roadhog, and Tracer as they take the high ground immediately. Winston's going to be jumping into the back line, trying to take out their Mercy. Boopsio does manage to boop off Chuck Rules there. And it looks like, yeah, Cutwolf does manage to finish off Papa Bear Shoe, and it looks like Blue Team has the advantage here as Battle Cashew does take out Wolf Blast with their main healer, and also finish off Future Wolf. Cutwolf managed to take out Frog Gears, and Call of Serial takes out Blade. So Blue Team's going to be taking this point.
A little bit unfortunate there, getting Papa Bear's Shoe picked off early, as well as one other person that got picked off. And as a result, Street Sharks really couldn't fight with that 2-man disadvantage before the fight even started. So at the end there, they had to, at least scrimmage for it or give up the point entirely. So
looks like Winston's going to be jumping straight into here, trying to kill the healers, but they are going to fall back on the point. Red Team does have that high ground advantage. Cutwolf does manage to take off Papa Bear Shoe, who went in a little too deep. Cutwolf also takes out Chuck Rules. Winston trying to jump in there. Battle Cashew does manage to take out Tracer. Frog Ears takes out Al, which is a really big pick. They might need to push in with that, but most of the team is down with Cutwolf taking out Future Wolf, and it looks like Red Team's going to have to push back as Frog Gears gets staggered.
And Cutwolf is going off, getting 3, maybe 4 kills there on that push alone, just getting these key picks against Street Sharks. And unfortunately, Street Sharks is, while they're doing the best they can to adapt to it, looks like Cutwolf is just getting these picks off really well, especially when they're pushing into these really small corridors on the right side here. Not only Cutwolf, but OJCO is doing a really good job holding these small, tight corridors. So let's see what Street Sharks does to answer this.
Yeah, definitely. Blade went in way too deep without her team and got extremely staggered. So Red Team's going to be coming in the 5v6 here with their Tracer down. And it looks like she managed to come back. They're going to have Frog jumping in as Winston, trying to take out their healers, but Cutwolf just collapses onto him, manages to take him out. Chuck Rules does manage to take out a person there as the Rocket Barrage from Future Wolf does manage to take out both healers and Cut Wolf. So this is what they needed to push in and take this point.
And Future Wolf, they're getting a really, really big ult there, essentially saving the fight because while Froggears does leap in and got a nice disruption on the backline, unfortunately Street Sharks wasn't ready to capitalize on it, and he got picked off right away. A combination of that and not getting healed made it look really bad for Street Sharks. But Future Wolf came in around the back, got a nice triple kill with that Rocket Barrage, and managed to pull through for Street Sharks.
Yeah, and it looks like blue team's going to be collapsing out of the point again, wasting no time to try to take it back as the high ground is taken by the Roadhog. He's going to be shooting down on them, but Kov just managed to hook him off of it. Frog is going to be jumping into their backline, trying to take him out as Future Wolf does manage to take out Al there. And the primary just come out from Winston, managing to boop off Cut Wolf. Call of Serial with that tire does manage to take out Wolf Blast. Chuck Rules with his whole hog finishes off OJ and Boopsio, and this point is going to be in control of red team for a little while longer as Blade finishes off Battle Cash. I'm sorry.
Great job there by Chuck Rules. Obviously that whole hog did a really good job getting at least 2 kills there. And Golden Damage, unfortunately, a little bit uncoordinated when it comes to their ult usage. They had 4 ults up, but Cut Wolf managed to use his hog as well, but eventually does get booped off by Papa Bear Shoe. But it looks like Golden Damage are about to push in here with that sound barrier.
As Frog J does jump in there, the sound barrier does come out from Boopsio. Cut Wolf manages a nice hook off Future Wolf, managing to take him out as Frog just jumps straight back in there, trying to kill their healers. Blade does manage to take up Owl there. Huge pick on the Mercy. OJ finishes off Frog. Blade also finishes off OJ. And Wolf Blast finishes off Cut Wolf. And it looks like this point is going to be in control of Red Team as Chuck Rules does take out both Call of Serial's tire and Call of Serial himself as Blade finishes off Boopsio. And this point is coming in with Owl rezzing Boopsio, solo res, as the Somber Ult does come out from a Battle Cache. Does manage to hack a few of them, but there really was no follow-up as the Lucio Sandberry does come out. Also with Future Wolf with his Rocket Barrage, just managed to finish off Call of Serial. This point is in the hands of Red Team.
Great job there by Street Sharks. Blade Nunchuck was the key there, stopping that right side push by going around the flank and harassing their backline. But not only harassing their backline, but finishing off the key targets that the rest of Street Sharks worked on with their tanks, especially their 2 tanks. And after those 2 picks, that push on the right side was pretty much nullified. So great flank by Blade Nunchuck there on that Tracer.
Feeny, do you think any changes could be needed to blue team in order to try to take this last point here and try to pull out a victory?
I'm not sure. It looks like Battle Cashew is going to try. Oh, well, never mind. They were going to try that Widow, but it looks like they're going to swap on that Soldier. I think Soldier is good. They have been running Junkrat for the past 2 matches. On the last map and on this one, looks like with Call of Serial on that Junkrat. Junkrat's a little bit better on this map, but I'm not too sure about this pick. I feel like they need something. Either they're going to run the triple tank with Soldier as the main DPS, or they're going to run another DPS to handle that Pharah. Because so far, while it's only Soldier, she is still getting supported, so it's going to be a little bit tough for Battle Cashew and Golden Damage to take this. But we'll see how this goes.
Frog does jump in, distracting a blue team long enough for Chuck Wolf to get a nice hook off Cut Wolf. So red team does have a pick against them and does manage to secure the point as Frog jumps in again to harass this Mercy and tries to keep him away from the point as looks like OJ and Boopsio are caught off guard here as Frog does manage to take out OJ, and Frog is just jumping straight in, but a little too deep as Cut Wolf manages to finish him off. Chuck Rules does get a nice hook on Al, their Mercy, so they're gonna have to, blue team's gonna have to back up here and regroup.
Yeah, it looks like Golden Damage didn't really have an answer for that Winston because Froggears is just jumping all around for a solid 5 minutes there. But it looks like Cut Wolf did get a nice hook on Froggears and stopped it. They managed to stop that flank. So it looks like they're about to regroup here and push onto the point with that Riptire on deck.
Yeah, what I could suggest is maybe after the Riptire, the Junkrat switching over to Reaper to deal with that Winston, as the Riptire is going to get popped. Doesn't really quite take out anyone as Future Wolf with his far ult does manage to finish off Battle Cashew. Trick Rules does finish off Boopsio. Call Serial does get a really nice pick on Blade. OJ with his Flame Strike takes out Future Wolf, and it looks like this point is in the hands of blue team with Zenyatta trying to pop his Transcendence, maybe trying to hold on to the point for a little while longer, as Badakoshu just managed to finish off Frog here. So it looks like this point is going to be in the hands of blue team with Cutwolf finishing off Wolf Blast.
And great job there on this side of Street Sharks there. Well, they did have the advantage. Unfortunately, Golden Damage, Algae especially, did have that res, and unfortunately, Froggears was not able to finish them off. And Algae got a nice at least a 2-man res, maybe a 3-man res onto the point, and then they managed to get back up and just pop their ults with pretty much no answer from the side of Street Sharks. So really good job there by Golden Damage for getting that res off and coming back strong.
Looks like Wolf's going to be hopping straight onto the soldier here, trying to kill this Mercy, but doesn't quite manage to take her out. As the rest of the team starts to push onto the point, Frog here does manage to take out Banneker, so their main DPS is down. So that far is going to be going uncontested. Frog Heroes does manage to take out Call of Serial. The Prime Rage is going to come out. Chuck Rules with that whole hog takes out both Oopsio and Cutwolf, and finishing off LJ. Chuck Wolf also takes out OJ. 4 kills for Chuck Wolf. Nice job on the Roadhog. His Battle Cashew managed to finish off Future Wolf, but with no follow through, that pick is basically nulled, as blue team's going to have to regroup.
Yeah, great job there in that whole hog by Chuck Rules, but also at the beginning of the fight there, where Froggears took out both Soldier and Junkrat, and Golden Damage pretty much had no answer for it, except for there, as they just died.
Oh, Blade with a really, really nice pulse bomb managed to take out both healers and both DPS, as the Sandberry does come out from red team here. Chuck Wolf does manage to take off Cutwolf, and this point is going to be in the hands of red team with a really, really nice pulse bomb.
Great job there by Street Sharks. Yeah, Blade Nunchuck getting that huge bomb right there. And does not get to play the game, actually, but it looks like Chuck Rules is going to get that play of the game with those 2 knockoffs here, getting Roadhog and Lucio, I think, booking them both off. Really good job there by Chuck Rules, as well as before this, Frog Ears on that Winston taking out Soldier as well as Mercy, I think. So good job by both tanks for taking the initiative there and taking the whole fight.
Definitely, really good job for both teams, and it looks like we're going to be going to Volskaya, which is the neutral map for this week. So what do you think about Volskaya? You think they're going to be playing the same comps? Do you think they're going to switch it up?
We're going to have to see here. I think they might be running... They're probably going to run the same comp. I have a feeling that Blade Nunchuck is going to be on that Tracer, if they're going to be attacking or defending first. I'm not sure, but I think if they're attacking, Blade Nunchuck might go on that flank on the left side on Tracer, but we'll have to see here, as they might be running other things, because I've seen them run Genji and Pharah as well throughout this set. So we'll see how this plays out. There's going to be one flanking hero from the side of Street Sharks and in Golden Damage, that's for sure. But as what those heroes are, I'm not sure.
You think we're going to see Battle Cashew and Kalsu on Sombra and Junkrat respectively? You think they're going to be changing it up?
Maybe. I think the Junkrat on here isn't too bad, especially if we're gonna handle that main corridor. Then Junkrat can just throw bombs in there. But if Street Sharks does manage to push in, then Junkrat's gonna be a little bit less effective, as they're gonna have the angle and the high ground advantage. As for Battle Cashew, I'm not sure what he's gonna run, but I have a feeling it will be some sort of disruption flanking type of hero, if they're on offense or on defense.
Yes, I did take a look at Battle Cashew's profile, and he does have 100 hours on Sombra. So we probably will see a Sombra coming up for Battle Cashew here. Yeah,
and I think Sombra is pretty good on this map, actually. The health packs are on the garage on the point, that big health pack, as well as the small health packs on the middle and the side rooms can be helpful as well, but that really huge positional advantage is that big health pack in that garage over there. So if they're managed to hack that, and as well as harass the backline support, then I think Golden Damage is able to push in through.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if they're going to be running a dive comp with Frog again on Winston. It did work really well on the control point during Oasis, he was managed to hop straight in there, and he went straight after the support every single push, and it really proved effective as their Street Sharks managed to get a pick at the beginning of each push on Oasis and push in, and that's how they were able to secure the point for those 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think it's pretty likely that we'll see Frog Ears on Winston here, and a Blade and Chuck on Tracer, as well as a Roadhog on the side of Street Sharks as well. While they don't have that nice front line that Winston and Zarya offers, Roadhog does still give plenty of damage. So I think what they've been doing is working out so far. Winston on the disruption, and Roadhog pretty much getting the key picks here.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when that Winston goes uncountered. He's aiming to dive in there, go straight after the healers. Time after time again, I just saw that Frog jumping into their backline, taking out Mercy. And that's what he's designed to do, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Golden Damage maybe run a Reaper against that Winston, or at least something to have an answer to that Reaper. Well, they do have Cutwolf getting a nice hook time on Winston and getting a pretty easy headshot on. That's a little bit unreliable, as it does rely on getting that hook, and it does rely on Winston not being in the shield. So I would like to see more answers on the side of Golden Damage, but we'll have to see what they run here.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Battle Cashew is going to be playing that Sombra again for the 3rd map in a row. So as we see here, they're going to be playing on defense, so Sombra is going to be crucial. He's really going to have to go out and hack the health pack, especially on the left side here, coming out of the attacker spawn, because that health pack is used a lot when they're trying to wait and push in.
Yeah, definitely. Also on the side of defense, it looks like we're going to run a Torbjorn on Call of Serial. What do you think about this pick on Torbjorn?
Torbjorn can be really powerful on this first point, but if they lose it, they'll need to switch him off, and in my opinion, because he can get countered pretty hard, especially with how open the map, closed the map can be. And also, Future Wolf on Pharah is the counter to Torbjorn. So if the turret if Future Wolf does manage to target Call of Serial's Torb turret, he's gonna have to switch up pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit interesting here on the side of Golden Damage. The way I see their comp is that it's a little bit slow. While we do have Torbjorn on that turret, if, like you said, they do manage to get taken out by Pharah here, which is already shooting at the turret, and Sombra has to position herself in the back line to get damage off, and Golden Damage has to get a pick with that Cutwolf on that Roadhog. It's going to take them a little bit more to get going, whereas on the side of Street Sharks, looks like they're already over here on the left, flanking with that Winston Pharah.
And Future Wolf does manage to take out the Torb turret, showing that Pharah is a really good counter on Torbjorn. Frog Wolf does manage to take out Torbjorn, and with that pick, Frog also takes out Battle Cashew, and they're going to be pushing in. OJ does manage to take out Chuckles here. Cut Wolf with that really nice hook on Future Wolf, managing to take him out. Blade does manage to take out OJ, but looks like Red Team has this advantage. The Wolf Bash finishes off Cut Wolf, Papa Bear kills off Boopsio, and this point is going to be in for Red Team.
And you can see the danger of running this comp on the side of Golden Damage here. That Torbjorn, if you just take out that turret instantly, and you don't have Molten Core to really beef up your turret, and if you don't have Sombra on the side of the backline to get in position and get ready to take out the supports, then as a result you get rolled if they dive in really fast. And it looks like Street Sharks, that is what they're doing with that Winston Pharah.
Yeah, it looks like one of Sombra or Torbjorn needs to switch into a form of hit scan to take out this Pharah, and also it'll also be better to take out the Winston too. Looks like Future Wolf is going to be managing to go behind here on the right, tries to take out that turret yet again, as Winston takes up defensive position behind with Diva. Winston's going to be hopping into the point. Future Wolf does manage to take out that turret. Winston with his Primal Rage, booping her on everyone, as Chuck Wolf does with attack and a boosted attack visor, takes out both Boopsio, Battle Cashew, Farkir's in the back line, takes out OJ and Call of Serial, and looks like this point is going straight into Red Team here.
And you can see there, Golden Street Sharks got the ult advantage really fast there, and Golden Damage even have a chance to pop their ults, even though they had EMP and Whole Hog. Street Sharks has managed to roll in with their pretty much all their combos there. What they have Nano and Tactical Visor. We had, I think, Tracer Bomb as well. But just overall, Street Sharks got that pretty fast ult advantage just from that really fast push from A. And as a result, Golden Damage really couldn't come back from there as they got taken out really, really fast.
Yeah, definitely. And it was that Far and Winston, because they were going uncontested, Winston managed to jump straight into the point and just wreck their backline. As Far was just flying above the sky, no one was shooting her because they really didn't have any counters for Far on the enemy team. So he was able to go uncontested. When he focused that Torb turret, there was no one else to shoot him down. So he was managed to take everyone else out as well.
Yeah, definitely. And along with that, Winston as well, pretty much going uncontested as Roadhog was on the front lines and couldn't really hook Winston that was already in the back line harassing Torbjorn. So really good job there by Street Sharks, just knowing what to do and executing it by diving in and as a coordinated team.
Looks like Call of Serial is going to be switching off Torbjorn. He's going to be going to Orisa. So we're going to have D.Va and Orisa as tanks for the attack here. What do you think about that tank combo, especially in attack?
I personally really like Orisa on this map, especially for holding in that front line. I'm not too sure about this D.Va pick. I'm not really sure what the reasoning behind it is, and I'm not sure how much value they're going to get as as far as they know, they're going to have a Far for sure, and maybe a Winston. We know they're not going to run the Winston, but as far as D.Va value goes, I'm not really sure what their thought process is. But overall, I think the Reinhardt and the D.Va together will be enough to hold this front line.
Yeah, definitely. Frog switching off Winston, going for Reinhardt, which is a really strong front tank to hold this point. Battlekashu is going to be going the back line, trying to kill this in Yada. Battlekashu does manage to take off Wolf Blast, which is a huge pick as Reinhardt Frog charges in the back of blue team, trying to take him out. But LJ does manage to take off Frog Gears. Battlekashu finishes off another support, Blade, and this point is almost in the hands of blue team as they take the high ground here. Battlekashu takes out Future Wolf. Papa Bear's mech as he's taken out of his mech there. Battlekashu does also manage to take out Papa Bear. And it looks like this point is in the hands of blue team because Sombra has managed to go behind, take out both supports effectively, and allowing them to push in.
Yeah, and Golden Damage pretty much running a strat that they did on Temple of Anubis, having all their teams run up to the high ground and Battlekashu in the backline, hacking the health backs and getting some nice harass in the backline there. So very reminiscent of what they did in Temple of Anubis. I also really like how they used Orisa to secure points by putting on that shield, but it looks like EMP is going to get popped off and Golden Damage is going to push in here.
Yes, Frog, without him able to putting up his shield, he gets immediately taken out by Boot. Battlekashu finishes off Wolf Blast. Cutwolf takes out D.Va with the help of Battlekashu. Cutwolf takes out Blade, and that Sombra was crucial as an initiation tactic, allowing them to push in and take the point as Red Team is going to be getting staggered here. Frog Gears with that pin just managed to take out Battlekashu. Cutwolf with that D.Va bomb and attack visor manages to take out Blade, as well as D.Va herself. Probably just go down to Al. The sound barrier does get popped from blue team here as they're trying to kill this Mei with a switch to Chuck switch to try to get some stagger going on. As Cole does Helix rocket Chuck rolls there, and this point is going to go to blue team.
A really good job there by Golden Damage. I mentioned at the beginning of the match that Al or the D.Va pick wasn't. I'm not sure how it was going to play out, but it looks like they got a lot of value out of that, placing a nice self-destruct around before the spawn, securing that high ground, or securing the hallway there, and getting more nice picks and allowing their team to push in and take the point. So really good play by Al on that D.Va, getting a really nice self-destruct and positioning herself really well so that her team can take the point.
Definitely, and this is basically what they pulled at Temple of Anubis when they attacked. And like you said before, the rest of the team took high ground as Stormer went behind and dealt with their healers, managing to take them out and allowing them to push in. Also, with that initiation via the Stormer ultimate, allowing them to take away that Reinhardt shield instantly, allowing them to just push in and deal damage to the people Reinhardt was trying to protect back there.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see how Street Sharks handles that. But it looks like they are going to be running that Torbjorn. This comp overall on the side of Street Sharks is definitely not as slow as Golden Damage runs, where they had a Sombra and a Torbjorn. Right now, it's just a Torbjorn to cover that high ground defense. I think this is a pretty good answer to Golden Damage's strats of taking the high ground and having Sombra take it as that Torbjorn turret. They are going to have to deal with that Torbjorn turret. And Golden Damage doesn't seem to have too good answers for it. They do have that soldier for sure, and that diva as well. But that is one more thing they're gonna have to go through. They can't do it as quickly as Street Sharks did with that Fara Winston.
Yeah, and it looks like they're gonna taking the same approach as Battle Cashew does go behind the same exact way as he did before, managing to take out Torbjorn as blue team is going to be taking the high ground again. This is basically a repeat of what happened last time. As they take the high ground, Batakusha goes to the back line, tries to kill the supports, does manage to hack Frogs, which allowing him to not be able to put up a shield. Call of Steel does manage to take out the soldier there, and blue team with this high ground is going to be shooting down on red team here as they're trying to find a pick to get the advantage to secure the point.
Looks like Battle Cashew is still in the back line. Looks like Street Sharks is forced to go in the garage right here, and looks like Battle Cashew is coming back in and going for the back line right here. Meanwhile, Chuck Rules and Battle Cashew are standing next to each other. Chuck Rules goes in and does manage to kill Battle Cashew.
And the Tech Visor is going to be coming out from Cutwolf as he does manage to take out Wolf Blast and Papa Shoe and Chuck Rules with only a few more people left on red team side on the point. They're trying to hold on to it as they wait for the rest of their team to res. The High Noon is going to be popped out from McCree, but the defense matrix from Al does manage to nullify it as Cutwolf does manage to take out Future Wolf there. Cutwolf does also just manage to take out Frog Ears, and it looks like the red team is really desperate to try to holding contest this point. At Battle Cashew does manage to take out Blade. Chuck Rules does finish off Al's mech, but Call of Zero also takes out Papa Bear's mech. The Tech Visor is going to come out from Chuck Rules. It doesn't quite manage to take anyone out as Battle Cashew does finish off Old Blast and Chuck Rules and Papa Bear Shoe. And it looks like this point is going to be going in blue team's favor.
Great job there by Golden Damage for taking that. While it was a little bit slower than the last push, they managed to take it out by taking out that Torbjorn turret and Battle Cashew still on that Sombra and still doing lots of work in the back line. It took them a little bit longer because Street Sharks was able to back up and readapt by backing up all the way to the garage and dealing with that Sombra and then pushing back out against Golden Damage. But unfortunately, Golden Damage was ready for it, as it looks like Algae gets a nice self-destruct on Frog Ears.
But he immediately gets res by the Mercy as Frog Ears with a really nice hammer down does manage to hammer down a few of them. Chuck Rules just managed to take out Ale from his mech. As Battle Cashew is taken out by Chuck Rules with the Helix Rocket. Really nice Helix Rocket there. And it looks like blue team's going to have to fall back here as they lose their push.
And good job there by Street Sharks for getting that nice defense up. They were ready for Golden Damage to come in, and while they did get Reinhardt down with self-destruct, Mercy got a nice res off of Reinhardt as well, and they managed to repel that offense pretty easily, as Golden Damage didn't really have the ults to go for a full-blown fight.
And it looks like blue team is going to be pushing in on the right side here. Looks like they're really trying to get a pick so they can push in. I expect Battle Cashew to try to go behind and try to take out one of the healers here, like they did on the first point. But it's a little harder on the second point because the spawn is like right next to it. As Battle Cashew does throw his translocator up, he might be trying to go behind, as both teams are just trading shots right now. Both divas using their defense matrices to hold that point. As Future Wolf does switch over to Reaper, the self-destruct does come out from Papa Bear Shoe, managing to take out OJ, which should allow red team to hold this push, especially when Chuck Rules does manage to take out Al's mech. So it looks like blue team is going to have to fall back here and regroup.
That was a good self-destruct with Papa Bear Shoe. Well, it only killed one kill Ana. That self-destruct managed to disrupt all of Golden Damage essentially, and Street Sharks was able to push in and push him out of the hallway. So while they only got 1 kill, that was a really good strategic move by Papa Bear Shoe.
What do you think about the ults that are available for each team, Feeny?
It looks like Golden Damage is going to be ready for a push, as they're pretty much going to have all their ults here. What is interesting to see, though, is that Froggers is going to have that Reinhardt, but it looks like the EMP does get popped off.
And the EMP does allow Blue Team to push in. Cutwolf with that attack visor does manage to take out Frog Ears, but Blade does finish off that Orisa ult. The sound barrier is going to come out from both teams as Frog Ears has a really, really nice hammer down. Hammers down at least 4 of them as Chuck Rules with that attack visor managed to take out Battle Cashew, and Future Wolf with that Death Blossom takes out OJ and Cutwolf, and looks like Red Team's going to be holding this point with about a minute remaining, 50 seconds remaining in the time.
Well, Street Sharks with that beautiful movement, when they pushed in and they went past the Orisa shield and Orisa popped that battery off and the technical advisor got popped on Golden Damage, they pushed onto the point, but Street Sharks backed up, all of them backed up really cleanly and managed to come out and re-engage, and Froggers that nice Earth Shatter followed up by Future Wolf on that Death Blossom as well. Street Sharks is showing really good movement here when it comes to their coordination, so really good job on Street Sharks here for that nice defense.
And it looks like both Blue Team is looking for a pick as there's 10 seconds left here. Cutwolf does manage to take out Future Wolf. That could be the pick they needed to push in. As 5 seconds left, they have to push in now with the Diva ult coming out. Doesn't quite manage to take anyone out, but that could be the initiation they needed to push in, as they have to push on point because it's overtime. The Diva ult does come out from Papa Bear Shoe, just managed to take off Boopsio, and Papa Bear Shoe just finished off Coliseum. Frog again with that ult manages to take out, with the help of Chuck Wolf, just managed to take out Cutwolf. Future Wolf does finish off OJ, and Chuck Rules finishes off Diva, and it looks like this point is going to be held for Red Team.
Again, great job by Street Sharks here. That movement was really good. Algae threw out a pretty good Diva bomb, and if no one, if people didn't move correctly, then she would have gotten at least 1, maybe 2 kills. But everyone on the side of Street Sharks managed to back up, managed to regroup and re-coordinate themselves to the point where they got back onto the point and take the fight to them by getting a nice 2 kills on Papa Bear Shoe and that Diva. So really good job moving, regrouping, and re-engaging on Street Sharks.
Definitely. And what I was seeing there, especially on the second point, they were fighting like a barrier war. A lot of the times, Orisa would put down a barrier, Frog would hold up his barrier by Reinhardt, and just because of that sustain and the 2,000 hit points on the Reinhardt barrier, and only 900, I believe, on the Orisa one, it allowed Frog to stay in there longer and win that barrier war like every single time, allowing them to hold on to the point that much more effectively.
Yeah, definitely. However, it looks like on the Golden Damage side, looks like they're going to be running a pretty normal stand-up lineup. Battle Cashew is going to be on that Sombra forever and always, but there looks like they're not going to be running that Torbjorn here, which I think would be pretty bad considering their how they got rolled the last 2 games. So I'm glad that they chose a more normal lineup for them.
Yeah, they do have Coliseum back on Junkrat, but I'm still worried about their ability to deal with Pharah. They have no hit scan, and Pharah is going to be coming in. Frog Ears, unfortunately, does not make the jump and does get taken out. It looks like the push by our team is going to be held here as Frog Ears gets back from spawn.
Yeah, that little jump was very unfortunate, but hey, at least the spawn is close. But it looks like Frog Wolf or Future Wolf is going to be on the back line. Not without Frog Ears on Winston, but Future Wolf is managed to be on the back line harassing Golden Damage as well, as Golden Damage is forced to retreat here. And Future Wolf gets a nice pick on Boopsio, and looks like that's going to be enough for Street Sharks to push in.
Yes, definitely. With that pick on Lucio, it's going to now allow him to push in. Papa Bear Shoe also picks off the other support, Algae, and Future Wolf finishing off Cutwolf. And just like last time, even though they didn't have Frog Ears to help Future Wolf in the backline, he did manage to hop in, take out both supports, and push in with Wolf Blast finishing off Battlecruise, desperately trying to contest. It looks like this point is in the hands of Red Team.
And unfortunately for Golden Damage there, as they got pretty much collapsed on the left side, there was Pharah onto the point. and it wouldn't be too much of a big deal, but Golden Damage didn't really have any answer for her. And on the right side, they also had Street Sharks, pretty much the rest of the lineup, and as a result, they got pushed back all the way and lost all that ground.
Papa Bear is going to activate his ultimate. It's not going to get into one, but Future Wolf does manage to take out Boopsio and Cut Wolf the Res. Res is on back as Frog Gears takes out Battle Cashew. The Somber ult is going to be coming out. Cut Wolf does manage to take out Future Wolf there. It looks like Red Team's push is held by Blue Team as they're going to be holding on to it. But Chuck Wolf with that tack visor just take out Alj, but immediately gets shot down by Battle Cashew. And it looks like they might need to back up here and regroup.
And that Orisa played off really well there. That barrier was huge, blocking Tactical Advisor, as well as giving some nice defense on that team. And it looks like they're about to push in. Look with the Primal Rage and Nano Boost Winston here.
As Future Wolf does manage to take off Battle Cashew, that Primal Rage doesn't get anyone, but it does provide a bit disruption. Cut Wolf also, again, with that really nice hook, managed to take out Future Wolf. The Orisa ult is going to go down, and going to provide that damage boost they need as Frog gets taken out by Call of Zero. Chuck Rules does manage, however, to get that Orisa Bongo taken out. Battle Cashew does finish off Chuck Rules, though, and I really feel like Red Team needs to back up and regroup here because they're getting taken out one after another.
And great job at Golden Damage. That Orisa, on Call of Zero on that Orisa really paying off, as well as OJCO on that May. The combination of that wall on OJCO as well as the barrier on Orisa slowed down Street Sharks just enough for them to regroup and respawn and take the point back.
Yeah, it looks like Red Team is regrouping here to try to get Future Wolf trying to deal some damage into there, trying to get his ultimate. He is close to ultimate, about 20% away. Papa Bear does also have his ultimate, so they might initiate with that. And I am correct. They do initiate with the Diva ultimate. Frog is jumping in. Battle Cashew with that Somber ult is going to pop it. Papa Bear Shoe does manage to take out a Battle Cashew. Future Wolf with that Rocket Barrage does manage to take out Boopsio. The male is going to be popped, but the Transcendence allows them to survive a little while longer as the Tack Visor is going to go out. But it gets taken out immediately by Cut Wolf, and looks like this point is in the hands of Blue Team for longer as OJ finishes off a Divas Mac as well as Blade.
Wow, and plain and simple, Algae got a huge res, getting 3 people off, and then when they managed to get back up, they just popped all their ults and cleaned up Street Sharks. Street Sharks did a really nice push there, bowled in the Diva ult to, even if it didn't get any kills, they did manage to get on the point because of the Diva ult. And Frog Ears and Future Wolf, harassing the backline as usual. But unfortunately, they did not manage to kill Algae, and as a result, she got a huge res off, and Golden Damage managed to hold off.
Yes, and it looks like Future Wolf is going to be in the back line as Frog Ears is going to be jumping in with the help of the Ana boost. Cut Wolf with that whole hog manages to put Winston back, but he immediately gets slept by Ana, and that Diva ult is going to be going out. Frog Ears just managed to take out Battle Cashew and Boopsio. Wolf just finished off Blade, however, but Chuck Rules finished off Cut Wolf, and this point is going to be in the hands of Red Team.
And again, we see that beautiful movement from Street Sharks. Cashew was wrapping around there, or Chuck Rules was around there with Soldier, as well as Future Wolf was in the backline as well. And then slowly but surely, Street Sharks just kind of collapsed on them, and Golden Damage wasn't able to handle it.
Yes, and as you said before, and as you see here, this really nice play by LJ there. Street Sharks does a really nice job of initiating with that Diva ult and pushing in each push, but they saved it on this last push. They saved it for the end too, because they knew Summer had an ultimate, so they saved all their important ults until the middle of the fight, where after Summer pops her ult, they could pop theirs knowing that Summer wouldn't be able to cancel them.
Yeah, that was good ult management from that team. But unfortunately, it looks like it just wasn't enough, and it looks like Street Sharks managed to take the victory.
Definitely.
So overall, what did you think about this match?
It was really fun to watch. I like to see some picks that aren't usually picked come out every now and then, especially with the Junkrat and Sombra. They did have a Sombra for every single fight, and I haven't really seen that before. It was really interesting to see what Sombra could do in a competitive game like this. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, definitely. I really like the Sombra pick on Battle Cashew. I haven't really seen Sombra get played like that around a team. Pretty much coordinating a push by taking ground with hacking health packs and killing the backline support while the rest of the team pushes in. I haven't really seen a team just pretty much incorporate Sombra in their like strategies like that. So it was really enjoyable to see. But overall, both teams were really enjoyable to see. I feel like Street Sharks, as I mentioned before, they really showed good movement on whether it be on defense, whether it be on offense. Whatever's happening in those communications, keep it up because the way that they've been playing when it comes to their movement has been really good.
Definitely. And I really like, even though I wish Street would have had a Zarya, they did show that Winston can survive if you play him correctly, and he initiated every single time, jumping in, finishing off 1 or 2 picks, or getting off a pick on one of their healers, pushing in and managing to secure those victories. So really well played, using some sort of dive comp on Street side.
Yeah, overall, really good play by Street Sharks for diving in, and good play in Golden Damage for pulling out some pretty interesting picks that I haven't seen before.
So there is another game that we're going to be casting at 10 p.m. Eastern between Street Sharks and Genji's Butt Fan Club. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be happening in a little more than 30 minutes here. So we will be right back. So don't go anywhere.